welcome back. It's Matt. We are back downstairs. And, sorry, just checking the hair out. And today we are going to continue the saga of going through some inventory. I've been getting some shipments in from Facebook Marketplace and Let Go. Making sure that the transactions are secure with PayPal. So I definitely recommend that if you are going to do an online transaction. This was already in my inventory. That's some of my tools and all my Nintendo 64 product. I'm going to reorganize those for eBay listings. Sorry, my dryer's on. It's a little loud. I'm going to reorganize those. I had it together as a single lot. Those are just books that are doing the video. Can't do that. I had it together as a single lot, and it just wasn't selling. I had it all the way up to like $600. That's a great lot. You got Zelda in there, Collector's Edition, Funtastic Blue 64. I just thought I would get a little more for it during the holidays. It was just too steep. So I'll go through it. I'll make sure everything's authentic. We'll individually list it. I expect most of the games to be gone by this week. It is currently Tuesday, April, I think the 21st. So that's all N64 stuff. Here, this is a deal I got from Facebook Marketplace. We agreed on $175. There's about 17 games, I believe. We have an Indigo GameCube with a black controller and power and AV cables. This was yesterday, another Facebook Marketplace deal. This was actually a meetup, a mask-to-mask sanitize meetup with some cool titles. A couple of factory sealed ones, which I thought would be worth a little more, but they're really not right now. But I think there will be some long-term value. Gran Turismo 4 sealed, so I paid $140 for 47 games. What's the math on that? Put it on the screen. It's around $3 or so a game. And then I just got another shipment in, and we'll go through that. And these, I believe, these are from the post office. These are priority mail, flat rate envelopes. Finally got those, and I was just unboxing these small flat rate boxes. So I am going to have you with me here, and we will continue. I've been waiting weeks for these to come in. I remember putting in an order a while ago, and they never sent it. So I put in another one the other day. I've got their flatmate, padded flat rate envelopes. All right, so you can't see my face, but you can see my hands and what I'm going through here. So we're gonna just go through piece by piece, and we will begin to inspect the discs and just see what's going on here. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of these unboxings. They're a lot of fun. And you know, these are fun videos to watch when you're doing your own listing or sourcing or searching or digging. And it's cool to have a company. I always like to watch them myself. So here we go. We have, it's a nice looking black GameCube controller. I will pair it with the console. Typically in good condition. I notice comps of these are going in the 20 to 25 range, and this is a really nice one. Now I haven't held a GameCube controller and used it like consistently for a while. I don't know if there's supposed to be a rubber grip on this. I think there is. However, the stick itself is great. The buttons aren't sticking. This is a solid controller here. I'm trying to get a better angle for you guys. Let's see. You can see a little better that way. Yeah. I'd rather you a little closer. So we have that. It's our GameCube controller. So like I said, I'm going to pair that with the console. I have to relook at the order, however, but I do believe there's supposed to be 2 controllers in here, and I only got 1, so that's not fun. If so, I will contact the buyer. Interesting. I think I said it was a Facebook Marketplace deal, but it was a Let Go deal. And I never had the person come to my house. They were from another state. I did give my address for shipping, but like I said, it was PayPal. There is definitely some protection there. if there was an issue. So I may need to ask for some money back. If there was a controller in that listing, I have to check. We have our standard power adapter, which we will be testing. GameCube official. Now a lot of people get really lazy, and I've done this in the past as well. But it'd be a lot easier if you just put a rubber band on it. Typically, gonna keep it nice and neat and organized. However, I understand that not everybody cares, and I also understand that not everybody has 7,000 rubber bands in their basement like I do. So we have to keep in mind. We have that. We have our Indigo GameCube with sticky plastic on it. Indigo GameCube. I do believe there's a game in here. So I did originally open this before just to make sure everything's here. And yes, Mario Party 5, which is disc only. It's like a nice $30, $35 disc right there. And you know, I don't know if you could see that. It's pretty clear, not a lot of scratches. Some light wear expected. The GameCube itself is a little dusty on the interior, but really no major damage. The main thing I was concerned about was the disc tray opening and closing, but it's very nice. So we obviously have to test this. Now, of course, the buyer said they tested it. I mean, the seller said they tested it, but you know, you want to make sure before you list it that it works. And I have another GameCube power adapter. I don't know if the other one doesn't work or he just threw this one in, so that'll be interesting to find out. I may just include both when I do list it. We shall see. Yep, just a generic power adapter, not worth anything. And we have these are original Nintendo AV cables. These are pretty universal. They'll work on the 64. They will work on the Super Nintendo, believe it or not. And they will also work on the GameCube. They will not work on the Wii. That is different. I think. Don't quote me, but I think it's different on the Wii. Next. So that's that. We also have our games now. We have Resident Evil, the original, for our GameCube. Never played this one. It is complete. Oh, it's a 2-discer. A 2-disc set. Ow, my finger actually just got stuck. It really hurt. Oh god. So we have Resident Evil. I think I looked this up. It's not worth that much. So my total cost on this deal was $175. Total units. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 16 total games. We have 2 memory cards, and I'm going to count the console and the controller and the power adapter as 1 unit. So 16 plus 2 plus we have 19 total units for a total of 175. That was including shipping. It's under $10 a piece. Most of these games I'll break even on, but a few are gems, and we'll make some money on that. And then, of course, we'll make money on the console. Console's always your bread and butter. So, you know, the GameCube complete should go for about 55 to 75. I may throw a couple invaluable games in there to up it up, or slightly increase the value to pad the listing, give it a little more beauty, perceived beauty. But yeah, so got that. We have Resident Evil 4 Player's Choice. This is in really good shape. This is also a 2-disc game. Now, I never had GameCube growing up, but I did play at friends' houses and whatnot, and I didn't realize how many 2-disc games there were. I think there's a few more in here. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Now, I recall Sonic Adventure from... Shoot, what was it? I recall Sonic Adventure from Dreamcast. This is cool. There's some cool characters in there I haven't seen before. I think this one's a pretty valuable one as well, if I recall, maybe $30. Now this is one of the gems, of course, Super Smash Bros. Melee, a classic, a staple in the Nintendo world. The Smash Brothers started on the 64. I think this was the second Smash Bros. Game. This is a $50 game right here, shipped in that range of anywhere from 45 to probably up to 55, depending on the condition. The case is a little worn, has a few tears here and there in the paperwork and the artwork. You'll see here the manual's in pretty good shape, a little crease up in the corner. Let's check out the disc. I didn't check the disc of the other ones. Same idea as it was with Mario Party. You can't see it too crazy here. There are some scratches, but still, even in acceptable condition, this is almost guaranteed to be a $50 sale. We have, I believe this one was pretty good too, Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. It looks pretty cool. Looks like a cool campaign adventure type game. Never played it. I think that was a Disney movie, right? Prince of Persia, made by Ubisoft. I know they've done the Assassin's Creed series, so this is probably a fun one. I think this was worth about 10 to 30. I don't remember. This one was not worth much at all. 007, Agent Under Fire. Look at those twins there. The graphics look pretty terrible, actually. I don't know if you could see that, but I had this, I think, on PS2. This was fun, but I know it's worth under $10 complete. You know, during quarantine, somebody will probably pay for it. Spider-Man, same idea, not that valuable. Complete though. All these, I believe, are complete. You know, same idea. Pretty acceptable condition. Nothing immaculate here. Mortal Kombat. I know how popular Mortal Kombat is. I was just never in. Now, what's this? Thank you for banking with us. Wow, this is interesting. No personal information. Free coin counting. Commerce Bank. Thank you for banking. This was in the game. Looks like just just looks like a voucher. The person who I bought this from in 2002 on November 25th, 2 days before my birthday, deposited some coins, and oh wow, this is funny. I'm literally seeing, there's no bank account information. It's just a bunch of deposit numbers. I'm gonna just tear this up. That was funny. I thought there was gonna be cash in there. That would have been great. I don't know. I might have returned it because it's not like I'm cleaning out a storage unit or something. It's different. Comment below. Would you have returned it if you found money in that envelope that you just found in a game you bought? That was interesting. Probably would have. So what I'm saying, Mortal Kombat, fun arcade game. I don't know. I know people love fighting games. I'm just not big into them. But it looks really cool. Made by Midway. They made a bunch of cool games. I remember NFL Blitz was like my favorite, one of my favorites on N64. We have Enter the Matrix. Looks very cool. I think I would enjoy this one. Obviously based off of the movie, and has exclusive film footage from the Matrix trilogy. That's cool. And this is a 2-discer too. Disc 1 and Disc 2 are intact, and you got a manual. These are actually in above average shape. Very, very light wear. Not holding it that intelligently. Yeah, nice one there. I think that's like a $10 game. This one was interesting. Ultimate Codes, The Legend of Zelda. Twilight Princess Ultimate Codes. I think this was only like $10, but I think there are just cheat codes and secrets for the Twilight Princess game, which leads me to the Twilight Princess game, which is one of the other gems. Other than, I think, for the Wii, and not the Wii U, just the Wii, almost every Zelda game I've ever come across is worth anywhere from $30 and up. I believe this is a $50 title. maybe 45. Don't quote me 100%. I believe it's between $40 to $50 title. And we have a game popping out of it. Oh, this was a... Do we have 2 copies? No kidding. I have to look that up. So I do remember when I opened this, I thought it was a 2-disc set for this game. I just realized as I'm looking, the disc fell out. I had put it on top thinking, oh, it's 2 discs. You know, thought that was just another 2-disc set. Apparently there's 2 copies of this game. I mean, that's a home run for me, man. If that's the case, I just doubled my... Obviously, it won't be worth as much as the complete, but disc only Zelda's going to be at least another 30. I'll look it up to see if it is a 2-disc game and let you know. I got to look that up now. That's pretty incredible news for me. Apparently, it's only a 1-disc game. So, barring the fact that maybe one of the guy's copies maybe didn't work and he bought another one, I'm sitting on an extra, and I ended up looking the game up again on eBay. I'm seeing comps way more than I thought. I thought it was $30 to $50 complete. I'm seeing recent comps at $67 and up. Disc only was $40, so complete was close to $70. What a home run. Now, really quick, as you see my laundry in the background, sorry. Really quickly, I want to reiterate how important it is. Oh, this is really irritating me. I want to reiterate how important it is to just ask, because this was a listing that was in another state. I saw how great of a deal it was. It said it was up for a few days, so I was assuming it wasn't getting a lot of activity just because of the virus. I was willing to take the chance on the shipping because I knew if I did it through PayPal, I would have buyer protection. Man, am I glad I did. Just ask. The worst thing the person's going to say is, no, I don't ship. So you tried. If you don't try, you don't get opportunities like this. I understand that you can get screwed over. A person might not package it right. That's happened to me. And the seller actually almost did that to me this time. They sent me a screenshot of everything in the box. And I'm like, would you mind putting bubble wrap on it? He's like, there's no room for it. I'm like, make room for it. I'm paying almost $200 for you to ship this to me, priority mail, one day, and the post office does not care. I've had stuff wrapped in bubble wrap and packing, securely, and it still can break. So ask and speak up, and it's worth it. Don't fear the rejection. I mean, you're allowed to be afraid of it, because I get afraid of it still too sometimes, and I get nervous. But you're better off just finding out, because between that and the Mario Party, I don't even think was in the listing either, if I remember properly. That was just a disc in the unit. You never know what you're gonna find. Really, really excited. But just a little PSA and motivational recommendation. Just ask, just speak up, just share. You never know. It might open up a lot of doors for you. And I say that because I know how apprehensive I am by nature and how timid I can be and how I don't like to ruffle feathers or cause any confrontation, but that could really severely hold you back from growing in your business. So please just speak up. I want you to do great at this too. All right, so we're back, and yeah, so that is a 2-disc game. For now, I'm just gonna leave it in there. But what a steal that is. So that right there is about $100. If you're talking the 67, and I think those were plus shipping. I mean, if I got that, that'd be great. And then here's another one. I got Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. No manual for GameCube. Now, I believe this came as a set at one point with Twilight Princess. And I think they have, and I've seen the listing many times on eBay, on Marketplace, where it's one box and they have it cut in half and they have Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, or vice versa. But this is just by itself. So this is, again, I'm assuming going to be another $25 minimum to $30 disc only score. Watch out for Zelda. They are worth, like I said, besides the one that I've noticed on Wii, or like the Link's crossbow game, which isn't really worth much, you got some money there. Next, more X-Men. Actually, this is the last 3. I haven't gone through any X-Men yet. We have X-Men Legends, Um, Looks pretty cool. Looks like a campaign style game. Not the hugest X-Men fan, but looks pretty cool. I did look there's 3 X-Men games here. I looked these up. They're really not worth much. I may bundle them all 3 together. I may try to find a listing on Amazon, because I always get more for my listings on Amazon if I can. If I could squeeze one through. You never know. But yeah, $10 here. We have X-Men Next Dimension, which looks kind of like a sequel to this one's. Kind of the same artwork, same character style. This actually looks more of like a fighting game. I don't know if you could see, like, you got the side-by-side, horizontal, fighting with the health meters up top. So it looks more like a Mortal Kombat style game. X-Men Next Dimension is that. I think another, $5 to $10. And then X-Men, the official game, probably came out around the same time as the movie. And this one actually says featuring the voices of Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Alan Cumming, Shawn Ashmore, and more. Out of those 2 names, I only know Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart. I'm assuming they're all in the movie. This looks super cool. Literally is Hugh Jackman in the game. Looks more like a campaign story mode. Looks complete. We'll check the disc, and this is the last piece of the lot. So I think we're going to do really well. We'll keep you updated on it, and we are going to have to test everything. But I think for right now, I'm just going to go through everything with you guys and then give you any updates as I'm testing. All right, next box. Now, this was already listed in my store. I bought... I'll show you really quick. A couple of these are already listed. I'll get them out. These 2 controllers and a memory card are already listed from... Now we're getting into stuff that I told you in the beginning of the video, I had all this stuff bundled and lotted up all together, which is probably a mistake because a lot of these individual games have a lot of value, and the people who are looking to buy them probably already have a console and just want to play the game. So be careful when you do bundle things. I've learned that bundling makes a lot more sense when you're trying to add value, and I actually learned from this experience of not getting it sold, was that you can actually take value away from your items when you bundle. So keep that in mind. So we have this beautiful, great stick. I'd say 8 to 9 out of 10 stick. Atomic Purple. This beautiful Atomic Purple N64 controller should go for about 25 or so shit. It's in great shape. I might try to get 30. You know me, I'll list it for more and I'll take an offer. And this is a great stick. It's an 8 out of 10. And that's being too kind, I think. It might be a 9. And then we have the phenomenal, fantastic blue. Same thing. This is pretty much like a 10 out of 10. I mean, this is like brand new. No sticking buttons. Beautiful OEM, original equipment from the manufacturer. Beautiful thing. So I paid for these 2 controllers, this beautiful system, which is essentially like new. This is in great shape. So those 2 controllers, this like new system with the cords. It doesn't have an expansion pack. It has a jumper pack though. So I think Zelda is in here, Majora's Mask, and I wouldn't be able to play it. But I mean, everything on here is cosmetically like beautiful. And then all these games came with Mario Party 2, which is an easy, I know, at least $30. Mario Kart 64. I mean, and these labels are in great shape. I want to see if these are reproductions. I am seeing, always a good sign, the serial number indentation on the back there. That's another 30 to 40 bucks. Another good one, Kirby 64. I had this one when I was a kid. And the crystal shards, I think this is like a $25 to $30 one. This one isn't really worth that much. Jet Force Gemini. I think it's like a $10 game shipped. You know, I love this one. Oh, it isn't Majora's Max. It is the collector's edition, gold cartridge, Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Nintendo 64. Little wear on the back, but easily $30. I think more than that. Really excited to get these moving. And these were all previously tested. They all work. Back then, I was so new at this, I didn't realize that you could open these up and check out, see if they're reproductions. They're in such good shape that it kind of scares me that they might be, but we'll see together. We have Mickey's Raceway 64. This was a fun one. It's essentially Mario Kart with Mickey and all the Disney characters. Made by Rare, which is responsible for Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo-Kazooie, and the phenomenal Super Smash Brothers. I mean, the stick is in great shape. There's some light wear if you look really close, but you wouldn't be able to see it from that angle. You know, this is like a $35 plus. I think I sold one recently, $35 plus shipping, easy. So I paid $180 for all this, and I have the power cables, power adapter, and the AV cables. Also came with that. So $180. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 2 controllers, and a beautiful, fantastic console. That was a fantastic console. By itself, with the cables, would probably go for about $130 to $150. With the condition that it's in, easily $130. And then plus all these games, I'd probably be looking at another, what did I say,
35.
$295, which I think is lowballing myself, and I paid $180 for it. Not a great profit. After shipping and fees, I'd probably make about $70-$80. So that was my logic, I believe, in the beginning. Well, maybe I'll make more if I bundle it. I don't think that's the case. Clearly, it would have sold if the value was there. But I had this up right before Christmas, so clearly it was overpriced. Rookie mistake. Just gonna try and get my money back. I think I remember trying to talk this kid down. It was a kid who sold this to me. I say kid, but he's probably in his early 20s. And he wouldn't go lower. Try to get him to like 150. So I got 180 out of it. I think he had it listed for over 200. So I did talk him down. But I think I'm lowballing on some of these games. So I will keep you updated as it goes up. And one other item in this box. So this was kind of a treat for myself. I got an eBay gift card for Christmas. I think it was from my mom. $100 worth. So I decided I wanted to get something because I was just starting this and I thought, oh, I could probably flip this and resell it. Bought this for $125 in the plastic. The box is a little worn. Paper Mario 64. It's not a game I've ever played. I do remember seeing it came out. Never really intrigued me. It does seem extremely strange. And I remember seeing a friend play it at his house, and like the characters moved really slow across the screen. It just didn't interest me that much. I don't know. I'd give it a chance today. I know they've made other versions. I know the one for GameCube is really valuable. The 1,000-Year Door. That one's like $70 itself. This one, I paid $125, so I paid $100 on the gift card, which really wasn't my money, and $25 out of my pocket. I think I could get more than that. I mean, I will see if it's authentic. This front sticker's in great shape. The back is a little worn. There's a little pen writing on it. Got a serial number indent. I think it's missing one insert. I do have the instruction manual. So it's really nice. I think it's going to be worth more than this if I held on to it for a couple more years than the $125 invested. However, I'm constantly trying. I'm not really in this for the collecting part, although I am considering changing that to just add another layer to my business model of long-term purchases and orders. But when you're in the like flipping business, you typically want things to move fast. But this I just thought was cool, or something I treated myself to. I knew I wasn't gonna make a lot of money off of. I think comps are around like $150 for similar items. So I did talk this. I think the person had it listed for $175. think I offered like 100 or 150. Maybe they had it listed for, and we met at 125. So this is sort of like just a cool one I got for myself. I didn't expect to make much off of. So that lot was pretty good. I think the GameCube lot was a better investment. Next, I thought this one was better than it was, but as I've looked over it, it was maybe not as great as I thought. I bought 47 PS2, Game Boy Advance, PS1, and DS games, mixed condition, for $140 in cash yesterday. Now, what got me was quantity, and that I did see some sealed items. Now, granted, I didn't look everything up because typically getting it to the point now where I'm pretty good at this, where I know I'll at least profit. And the ones I did look up were this guy, the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, which I believe is going for about $50 right now. I only paid $140 for this lot. So this is one of the main reasons why I bought it. The disc is immaculate, great shape. I don't think it came with a manual. I have to look that up. If there was one, because I know certain newer, now this is for the Wii U, I know certain newer games, especially when I had PS3, PS4, they just moved to like an electronic manual. So there's a bunch of things here we'll go through. This is one I've never heard of, MDK for PS1 Black Label. Interestingly, I think this says MB, which are my initials, and it says it on the manual too. Clearly says it here. You see that? MB. Don't know if this is worth anything, so it'll be interesting to look that one up. So we have, I looked a couple of these up. Ace Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. It looks like an anime game. And anytime I see those, I get excited because they're really rare. And a lot of times you will be surprised at how much you can get from. And what do we have here? So another situation where I have another cartridge stuck in here, which is pretty cool. So we have Ace Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, which is what this case says. And then there's another game, Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney, Investigations. This must be some sort of Capcom series or show. I don't know. I have to research that. But I do think there's some value here. This one I was excited about just because I love this game growing up. GTA Vice City. There was nothing cooler to me than screwing around, riding the bikes, you know, honking for the hookers. Just kidding around. This is factory sealed. It's not going for much these days, and plastic is literally unopened. I mean, this is an incredible find for me, just on a personal level. Now, I did look up comps on eBay. It's not really worth that much right now. I'm seeing as low as $20, $15, which I was surprised by. But I do think over time this will have some nice value. And I did see one that was graded go for like $250. If you're not familiar with grading, it's where you like send it in to a company that like kind of authenticates it. They have these like this whole process where they, you know, grade the seal, the case. If it's a cartridge game and if it's open, they'll still grade that. But I saw a graded copy of this one for like $250. So I don't know how much it would cost for me to get graded and if it would be worth it, but it may be something I look into to enhance the value of my investment. But for now, I just thought it was a cool piece for myself. So like I said, this was 47 games the gentleman told me for $140. I knew I couldn't go wrong. Even if I sold these at $5 a piece, I'd probably make my money back after shipping and fees, maybe lose a little, but there's no way that's what will happen because there's some good titles here. Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo is like one of the most popular games ever for the PlayStation. If you look it up, I think it's the highest selling game ever for like PS1 or something. So this is number 4 for the PS2. Factory sealed. Again, I looked it up. I saw one go for only like 35. But I think there will be some value there. Again, probably more if I got it graded, which I will look into. Now here's a series I never got into. Final Fantasy, I know, was a huge deal to people. They have a ton of games and sequels and storylines I know nothing about. I just know there's money here. But even for this one, Final Fantasy 12, PS2 Black Label, I saw brand new sealed comps go for less than $20. So I'm probably going to hold on to this one. Maybe I'll try and get a lot out of it on Amazon, which I'm not thrilled about, but at least it wouldn't be something I sent to FBA. I would have control of the shipping. We also got, this was a fun one too, GTA San Andreas, Red Label. It's open. And looks like it's just the poster, no manual. The disc is actually in really good shape, so this is around a $10 game still, I think. And Grand Theft Auto 3. I had this one too. We all did, I think. This was a lot of fun. I remember, like, ooh, this one's pretty beat up. To the point where there's, like, physical indents on the disc. Who knows if that one even works? I'll have to test that out, of course. This was one in, like, elementary school and middle school where me and my friends would, like, brag about how many stars we got, screwing around, getting in trouble, blowing stuff up. Really, really terrible things to be bonding over. Continuing on here. So we're back with a good angle now. I sometimes very technologically challenged. Apparently, all I had to do was twist my thing. Next, we have Soul Calibur 2. Looks like a very cool fighting game. Ooh, we have a demo disc that comes with it. This is a Namco title. So I think there's another Soul, and then we have Soul Calibur 3. So I did do the math finally, and we have another demo disc with that and the actual game. These are in great shape. Let's see how the disc looks for this one, just to give you an idea. It's some scratches, but all in all, pretty solid. We have, by the way, I did the math, and if it is 47 games, which I will count at the end, my cost is $297 a piece. And when I get to a certain part, I will explain why I ended up buying this. I know I told you I didn't look up a lot of these. However, I did look up one section that was the reason why I bought it. Now here's Twilight Princess for the Wii. And I know I said that I think... I gotta look it up. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure I was accurate when I said the original... my memory was correct. That I wanted to make sure I was accurate when I said that for the Wii, the Zelda titles weren't really that valuable. I double checked this one here is going for about $15, which is still great for this deal for me. I paid $297 for the item. If the count is accurate, but you know, compared to your typical Zelda title, the value is not there for the Wii. I guess it's just not an optimal console for like an in-depth campaign mode RPG open world type of game. Now, I can see on the box it recommends using the nunchuck, but this just isn't a game. I mean, the Wii did make the controllers, so I would consider using that for something like this. But yeah, 15 on this one. We have also another nice one, Tekken 4, Greatest Hits, Red Label. No, these have. I know there's at least 7 of them. I think they're past that, but I have seen up to 7. Another great arcade style fighting game. And this is a cool one, SNK Arcade Classics. So you got some kind of fighting, a lot of fighting, Fatal Fury, King of the Monsters, Metal Slug. I love that one. I remember going to the bowling alley when I was a kid, and we would play Metal Slug. That was a fun one. The Next Glory looks like a soccer game. There's 16 games on the disc. World Heroes, Top Hunter, The King of Fighters 94, Shock Troopers, Samurai Showdown, Last Resort, King of the Monsters, Baseball Stars. So that's a cool title. I would say it's probably worth at least $5 or more. We'll check that out. I'll do a total at the end, but just by judging it, it's definitely worth more than $3, I would say. Thought this was a cool one. I didn't even know they made anything other than NBA or NFL, but it is a FIFA Street and number 2. Who knew they had a 1? Not me. But I already looked this up. This one's factory sealed. Literally, like, not a hole or scratch anywhere. It's got the nice FIFA sticker there. I looked it up, and unfortunately, factory sealed. This was only like $10. I don't know how. I know the street games are pretty valuable. Ones I've sold. Still $10. I think the differ I could get more than $10 for it. I mean, I can't always go by eBay. I did not look these up on Amazon. So we will see, but I will keep you posted on that. So FIFA, that looks like a cool one. I'm not a soccer fan. I don't hate it. It's just not something I ever followed. This looks fun. I think that's Ronaldo on the front there, a young Ronaldo. We are about halfway through, so I understand if it's getting slow for you. We'll try to speed it up. So this is why I bought this lot. How's this for a cool case? I never had Game Boy Advance, so I've never seen one like this. This is what I looked up from the photos, and I knew I had to buy this. These are Final Fantasy cartridges for the Game Boy. We have Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Final Fantasy 4, and I have a couple other cartridges here. This one I don't recall. This is Anthology. I don't know if that's worth anything, but I had also Final Fantasy 6, and then Tales of Fantasia with a PH. You can see that clearly. And then Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stone, which was like $30. So I think the games I looked up, like the Game Boy Advance games alone, in revenue, 7 games, 6, I didn't know about Anthology, was around $100. I knew it would cost nothing to ship them. About $3 a piece, like pretty much every game, first class. 1, 2, 3. So it was about $18. So right there was about, after shipping, about $80. Just in 6 little Game Boy Advance cartridges. And I knew Final Fantasy had a nice following, like I said. And I was confident after looking that up and then seeing Zelda, I could make money off this easy. So between this and the Wii U Zelda copy, in revenue, I'm already over the 140. Now, obviously, profit to sell a few more, but I think we'll do nicely. I don't know. I may bundle these up. I don't know. Like I said, it's tough because there is value here, and somebody may have number Final Fantasy 3, 6, and whatever, and they might just want Final Fantasy 5. It's a tough call. It is. I will make that decision. I probably will individually sell it. That's what my gut's telling me. So that was cool. And we have, this was like a charger. I didn't even know this was here. This is a charger for the DS. That's cool. That's about $10 shipped. This one's not worth much. ATV Off-Road Fury number 2. Black Label sealed. Still not a bad title. I remember this game. It's a fun one to play. Another one of these anime games, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. There's some value here. Capcom game. I'm going to try and sell this on Amazon. Well, you never know with Nintendo. Once in a while you squeak through, but most of the listings you can't get through. And we have a couple PSP games here as well. We have SmackDown versus Raw 2010. I sold one of these recently. I think it was, I want to say 2007 version for like 15. I don't see why I can't get $10 for this or so. It is complete. It's got the manual. It's a greatest hits. People are buying PSP still. I've sold a few during quarantine. I wouldn't be surprised if that moves. Tom Clancy's never really that much value. Tom Clancy's and more on the PSP. Maybe I'll get $5 for that. Burnout Revenge, little racing game, arcade style, cool one. This disc is a little worn on that. I get $5. Now here's another cool little series I never played, Kingdom of Hearts. I know it's like Disney related interesting situations. These are type of games that like you would imagine this if you were in a vivid dream or like on acid or something, where you're like interacting with like the Lion King, the little chick with the glasses from like Bugs Bunny, I forget his name, Egbert or something, Mickey Mouse, Johnny, Pirates of the Caribbean's in there, Lion King. So it's like this is like a really cool dream or a really funny acid trip. Here's another weird one. We Heart Katamari. It looks like a Sims type of game where you like build your own civilization. This is a strange one. It's a Namco title. I did look this one up because I thought it was like a really rare, one of those really rare Japanese games. It's not. It's sealed. I'm not gonna get much for that one, but I will make at least $3 off of it. Coming down to the last couple of stacks here. Here's the Wolverine's Revenge again. This is the same one we had for GameCube, I believe, or close to it. Is it the same one? No, this is the GameCube one. This is the Wolverine's Revenge. Looks like just a Wolverine game. Hugh Jackman cashed in, didn't he, on this on this role? It's on the games. I'm sure he had a ton of merch and action figures. This is really scratched up. I didn't look this one up. We have Tony Hawk Underground 2. These are always a lot of fun. I love Tony Hawk games. These are always worth about $10 or so, maybe a little less, a little more. My dryer's beeping, sorry. We have Spider-Man 2. Saw all these in the movie theater. These are the Tobey Maguire days. No manual. We have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 from PS2. Always an interesting title. I've sold a few times here and there for multiple systems. This was a fun one. NBA Street Volume 2. Definitely remember playing this one. You make your own player. You play with some legends. Really fun game. Play with some street crew. Lots of fun. Great disc. Red label. We have Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy, number 2. Not a Lego person myself. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. Red label. Not sealed, but it's still in great shape. Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the PS2. Assemble your 4-member strike force. Interact with more than 140 characters. That's cool. Alright, so this is cool. This was kind of before the Avengers because this was from PS2, I assume. Let's see when it came out. When I say before the Avengers, I mean the movie, of course. Came out in 2006. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's definitely before. Looks really cool. Ultimate Alliance. Didn't look this one up, but there's always a good following for Marvel. That might sell. The case is in great shape. And the game's a little worn, but we cleaned that up nicely. We already went through Gran Turismo, Star Wars, NBA Street. Oh, no. Am I going backwards? I'm going backwards. We have one more big stack, and we are done with this lot. All in all, pretty darn good buy, I'd say. I know for a fact we'll profit. Not sure how much or how long this will take to sell, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a decent PS2 market right now because of the virus. So we will see. Shadow of the Colossus. Never heard of that one. That thing looks ugly. That's a cool manual. It's a greatest hits selling for $19.99 for the PlayStation 2 manual. So this might have been towards the end of the PS2's run, because on that picture here, you see they have the slim version. So Shadow of the Colossus, Adventure Game of the Year according to IGN.com. So it could be a cool one. Looks like more of a fantasy medieval type game. All right, we're running out of space here on my table. You can't see it. We have Hulk, Ultimate Destruction. Don't remember this one. Looks cool though. Another Star Wars, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, with actual footage from the movie. So I'm assuming this came out around the same time when the movie came out. Remember EB Games? It says, get a gameplay guarantee with EB Games, which became GameStop. It's in good shape. Probably get about $10 for that. We have The King of Fighters 2006. This is an SNK title. I know this has a good following, and there's a million different versions of this game, so this should be at least $10. We have, this will be a good one, Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. Looks really cool. Complete with the manual. That's going to be a nice one. I would say at least 10. Best of the Best, 15 Years of Street Fighter Supremacy. 2 classic fighting games. So that's cool. I bet there's some money there. This person really liked their fighting games. Virtua Fighter 4. Looks like another good one. Not familiar with this one. It's made by Sega. But if it was number 4, I'm sure it's got some value. We have Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution, Greatest Hits. So they really built this series. Why not? You're making money, you're enjoying it, you have fan base, keep making as many as you want. It says sequel to the best fighting game ever made by Official PlayStation Magazine. That's exciting. So I'd be shocked if we're not making a good amount of cash here. We have another Kingdom of Hearts, Rechain of Memories. We got pictures of the little guy with Winnie the Pooh and freaking Jafar from Aladdin. And you got Peter Pan. This is strange. Maybe it's fun. I don't know. Probably is fun. Might give it a shot. And we have another Kingdom of Hearts. I think this is the same one I have sealed. The Story is Not Over. Kingdom of Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2. Very cool. So I have one sealed and I have one not sealed. And then I have Kingdom Hearts Greatest Hits, the original. Stunning graphics and authentic voiceovers. Beware of the Disney villains and their devious intentions. Interesting. This might be a lot of fun. I don't know. Of course, I've heard of it. Then we have Dynasty Warriors 5. Looks like a cool RPG type of game. Heard of it, I think. And last but not least, Okami, which I looked up and wasn't worth that much at all. So that's everything. The box is empty. My voice hurts. I still have another box to open that came in today. That might be another video. I'm not sure. But I will go through these and test the GameCube, of course. Make sure all these PS2 discs work. I think they're all PS2. There's a couple of Wii's. Don't have a Wii U, so I probably won't test the Zelda game, but it looks brand new. There's one PS1 game, overall, I feel really good about this, even after going through it fully and thoroughly this time. I'm super excited. I think I'm gonna at least double my money. Um, there's some good titles here. 140 bucks. I'll let you know what happens. Thanks for watching, and I think I'm gonna do another video, or at least take a break for now. Appreciate it.